Okay. So I have a complaint that's been filed again, and I'm just going to read this to you. There's 4 counts on here, and then we're going to go through your rights. Excuse me. And I'm going to go through the sentencing grid with you. You should have a copy of that grid before you. Okay? Okay, good. So count 1 states that on or about August 26, 2020 to September 19th, 2020, the above named defendant within Norton County in the state of Kansas did contrary to the statutes of the state of Kansas, feloniously and without authority, enter into or remain within any building, manufactured home, mobile home, tent, or other structure which is not a dwelling with an intent to commit a felony, theft, or sexually motivated crime. This is charged as burglary. It's in violation of Kansas Statute 215807, subsection A2C1A, double letter I, and it's a level 7 non-person felony. Count 2 states that on or about August 26, 2020 to September 19th, 2020, the above named defendant within Norton County in the state of Kansas did contrary to the statutes of the state of Kansas, intentionally obtain it or exert unauthorized control over property, to wit, tools, toolboxes, floor jack, and power tools worth more than $1,500 with the intent to permanently deprive the owner, to wit, Rick Keenan, of the possession, use, or benefit of such property. This is charged as theft over $1,500, and it's in violation of KSA 215801, subsection A1B3, and it's a level 9 non-person felony. Count 3 states on or about August 26, 2020 to September 19th, 2020, the above named defendant within Norton County in the state of Kansas did contrary to the statutes of the state of Kansas, conspire to feloniously and without authority enter into or remain within any building, manufactured home, mobile home, tent, or other structure which is not a dwelling with the intent to commit a felony, theft, or sexually motivated crime. This is charged with conspiracy to commit burglary, and it's in violation of KSA 215807, subsection A2C1A, double letter I, and 215302, and it's charged as a level 9 non-person felony. Count 4 states that on or about August 26 to September 19th, 2020, the above named defendant within Norton County in the state of Kansas did contrary to the statutes of the state of Kansas, conspired to commit theft, obtain or exert unauthorized control over property, to wit, tools and other miscellaneous construction equipment worth more than $1,500 with the intent to permanently deprive the owner, Rick Keenan, of the possession, use, or benefit of such property. This is charged as conspiracy to commit theft, and it's in violation of KSA 215801, subsection A1B3 and 215302. And it's charged as a severity level 10 non-person felony. So take a look at the grid there, and you have been charged with 2 level 9s, a level 7, and a level 10. So let's start with the level 7. If you look on the left-hand side of that grid, there'll be a V11, and that's Roman numeral 7. Okay. If you take a look at the far left-hand or right-hand side of that grid, under category I, it gives you a number, the numbers 11, 12, and 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you have 1 misdemeanor or no record at all, you would fall within that square. If you look over here on category A, just go straight across, you'll see 30, 32, and 34. If you fall there, those would be the months if convicted of the offense. The light gray area is the area you could, if you fall within that colored area, you could presume that you would have a term of presumptive probation. If you look under A and B, if you fall there, you could presume that you would serve a term of incarceration. So the minimum, okay, and when I say incarceration, I mean imprisonment. The minimum sentence you could receive on that level 7 would be 7 months, or I'm sorry, 11 months. And the maximum that you could receive is 34 months. On the level 9, which there are 2 of, the minimum time would be 5 months, the maximum 17. If you fall within that light gray shaded area, you could presume, if convicted, that you would have a term of probation. And if you fall within the white area, again, you could presume a term of imprisonment. 5 months minimum, 17 months maximum. On the level 10, 5 months again under category I, 13 months under category A. So the light gray area, you could presume probation. In the white area, you could presume a term of imprisonment. The maximum fine that could be assessed on each of these counts is $100,000. Do you have any questions in regards to the sentencing grid?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you'll have to be fingerprinted on these. And so I'll have if you haven't been, I'll have the sheriff, I'll order that the sheriff do your fingerprint.
Okay.
I know you've had previously had been fingerprinted, but you'll have to be printed on these also. So let's go through your rights. I'm just going to read these to you. If you have any questions, please stop me and I'll try and explain them to you. You are guaranteed certain rights by the Constitution of the United States and by the Kansas Constitution. And those rights include that you're allowed to appear in open court and defend yourself against any charges that have been made. There can be no disposition in your case without you present before the court. You are allowed to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford counsel, the court is going to appoint an attorney to assist you throughout all the proceedings. Previously, in your other cases, Mr. Rohr has represented you. I will not have you do a affidavit of income. You have one on file already. There hasn't been any changes in your circumstances as you've been incarcerated the whole time. So I will just reappoint, or I'll appoint Mr. Rohr to represent you in this case also. You do have the right to demand the nature and causes of the charges that have been made against you. That's one of the reasons that you have a first appearance. You also have the right to confront, cross-examine, and question under oath in open court any witnesses that the state would have. You have the right to subpoena the attendance of persons to come in and testify on your behalf. You're not required to testify or be a witness against yourself. You do have the right to remain silent or stand mute. However, should you choose to make any statements, you just need to be aware that anything you offer, say, write, could be used against you in a court of law. Hang on just a minute. I want to pull up your information here. You do have the right to be released on bond. You haven't made bond in your other cases yet. So I don't know if you are intending to post bond with all of these cases at the same time, whatever you choose. But I do want to get your right bond amount here. It looks like your bond is $10,000 in this case, okay? Also, the court is going to be setting a preliminary hearing for you within the next 14 days. I'm going to set this case on the date that's currently set.
November 23rd?
Right, November 23rd. I'll be setting this case along with the other cases all at the same time. At that probable cause hearing, or that preliminary hearing, the court is going to make a determination as to whether or not there's been a offense, if you've committed the offenses charged, and if there's probable cause to believe you did do that. If the court does find that there is probable cause, you're going to be bound over to the district judge who does have jurisdiction to try your case. So if you're bound over and required to stand trial, you do have the right to a speedy and public trial by a jury. And if you're convicted at that trial, you have the right to appeal the decision of the court or jury. Do you have any questions in regards to those rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and appoint Mr. Rohr. I'll send down the order so that you have a copy of that order. And I'm going to set this for the September 23rd. I think it's 9:30. I'm sorry, it's 1:30
Okay.
in the afternoon. So they'll all be held on the same day.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I'll get the order completed and send it down later today. You should have it.
I
Okay,
do have one question for you. Can you get me a Bible?
a Bible.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have access to those. I don't know if Sheriff Thompson does. I don't know that, but I could inquire for you. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All
You have
right,
a good day.
you too. Thank you.
You're welcome.